Welcome back, Tech here. Today we will be breaking down episode 1 of The Bad Batch Season 3, one of my longer videos. So sit back and enjoy the breakdown. You ready, Crosshair? Ready. Okay, so let's talk about episode 1, Confined. This episode was very gritty and dark, with a dark undertone. We got to see a lot more of the Empire and what they're up to, in addition to Omega and Crosshair and their dynamic and character evolution. What made this episode particularly interesting to me was the part at Mount Tantiss where they would be using the blood of the clones to fill vials and then dropping what I assumed to be Palpatine's blood. To ascertain whether Palpatine's midichlorians would bond with the clone's blood for a potential match, we delve into an analysis of episode 1. Before endorsing this video for approval and commencing a new season, we initiate our exploration with what seems to be a leap in time. This episode effectively illustrates the perilous nature of the planet surrounding Mount Tantiss, drawing parallels to Jurassic Park with its plethora of gigantic animals and creatures. Stormtroopers crash in the scene, only to be quickly consumed. Resuming her previous position as a lab assistant, Omega has her blood tested to determine her N count, which is a critical component in evaluating her suitability for Palpatine's Necromancer project. This M count signifies her ability to accept Palpatine's midichlorians if mixed with her own, crucial for the project's success. When Omega informs Nala of the blood test, Nala promptly erases the records and the blood sample, fully aware of the Empire's intentions and likely deleting it to thwart their plans. Given Omega's unique qualities, such as a high M count, she is aware of its function and its potential as Palpatine's host. Should the Empire get to know of this, they would probably use her blood and cells to further Palpatine's evil plan for immortality, which would ultimately lead to her destruction. Nala enters a heavily guarded area that leads to an unidentified location. This area is similar to the design of Exegol, the location where Snoke's pods were made, as shown in the 3rd episode. The perimeter of Mount Tantiss is guarded by creatures that later befriend Omega, who clandestinely feeds them snacks. Omega visits the clones in their cells, witnessing their dismal treatment in a dark and neglected environment, starkly contrasting with the Empire's disregard for their well-being. She converses with Crosshair in his cell, discussing plans for an escape. "You take it from here, Crosshair." I express my exhaustion, suggesting to forget about me, revealing a stark contrast in our dispositions. I have succumbed to despair, displaying pessimism and cynicism, while Omega remains remarkably optimistic, placing trust in everyone and seeking the good in all. Neither extreme is ideal, indicating the necessity for someone like Hunter, who embodies a balance between the two. Omega's innocence and lack of exposure to the harsh realities of the world and its inhabitants stand in stark contrast to my jaded perspective, making her inherently more positive and naive. During our interaction, my trembling hands betray my loss of steady aim, symbolizing my shattered state and the need for me to rediscover my purpose. "Oh, nice job, Crosshair. I'll take over from here." Omega marks the wall similarly to Rey in The Force Awakens. Aside from the recurring Groundhog Day events, she persists in aiding the medics, while Nala consistently erases her blood draws to prevent the Empire from discovering the truth about Omega, a truth even she is unaware of. Omega discusses more escape plans with Crosshair, who becomes increasingly annoyed. He emphasizes the mission objective, to escape. Crosshair insists she must focus solely on saving herself, leaving him and the Hound behind. He even suggests he would leave her if their roles were reversed. Omega, characterized by her naivety and pure-hearted nature, refuses to believe he would abandon her, seeing him as her brother. Crosshair, however, asserts that he is not like her, distancing himself from his former brothers and expressing his contempt towards them. He resigns himself to his current situation, akin to Vader admitting his faults to Luke, implying he deserves his fate. Omega, in contrast, rejects the idea that anyone belongs in such circumstances, highlighting her compassionate nature despite everything. Hemlock, noting the passage of time, emphasizes that 125 days have elapsed, equivalent to over 4 months. Concern arises over the necessity for the specimen's midichlorian count to match or surpass that of Palpatine's, indicating the need for a host capable of handling such power. The episode further unfolds with moments reminiscent of past events, such as Obi-Wan's encounter with Magna Guards in Episode 3. Amidst the turmoil, Omega displays a newfound compassion, highlighted by her interaction with Emery and the Hound. As the episode concludes, Omega senses the Hound's newfound freedom in the forest, setting the stage for episode 2. This installment quickly introduces key plot points, including the Duran family's involvement and the revelation of Mount Tantus's location. Hunter and Rekka's encounter with young clones left behind by the Empire adds a layer of intrigue to their mission. That concludes our breakdown of Episode 1 in the Bad Batch Season 3 series. Join us next time as we dissect Episodes 2, 3, and 4. Remember to show your support by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and turning on notifications to stay updated on future uploads.